Trade tensions between Canada and the US are sky high. Part of the reason is because of Canada's security posture and its ability to be a responsible ally to the US. This video, I'm going to tell you some information about the Canadian Public Security Minister that brings all of that into question, including leaked audio of him doing a gun grab that he doesn't even really believe in. This should be concerning for everyone. The Minister of Public Safety in Canada is responsible for multitudes of issues: emergency management, border protection, the RCMP, internal security, CSIS, which is Canada's version of the CIA. And the question here is the right person in charge? Canada has been floundering with its public security, and it's been an issue that has been raised scorn by Donald Trump in terms of the border security, fentanyl coming across, the ability to work with Canadian RCMP on drug issues, border issues, terrorism that comes through the northern border, money laundering that goes on in through Canada, all of it, a giant sieve of security problems. And I'm going to introduce you to the guy that's in charge of supposedly solving all those problems.
Canada's Public Safety Minister, Gary Anandasangari, found himself defending his government's gun buyback program that he appeared to criticize in a recording made on Sunday. Anandasangari did not know he was being recorded when he said that if he had the chance, he would not have proceeded with a federal program aimed at buying assault rifles and other weapons from gun owners.
If I were to redo this from scratch, right, I would have a very different approach.
The minister said that his gun grab won't work. Why is it that Liberals only tell the truth when they don't think anyone is listening?
My comments were misguided.
So meet Gary Anandasangari. Apologize for pronouncing that name wrong. It's a little tough. He's from Sri Lanka originally. Came over here as a refugee when he was very young. Now, Sri Lanka has a whole history of violence and terrorism with Tamil Tigers and all sorts of issues. And this is something that entangles this minister to this day. In the past, he has represented and worked with people associated with the Tamil Tigers. He was almost caught basically writing a letter of endorsement for someone to get citizenship in Canada who had a background with the Tamil Tigers. This is not a good look in a public security minister. As such, since he's been in the office, he has said that he is going to recuse himself from dealing with any issues around Tamil terrorists and Tamil crime, which is a big problem in Canada. There's a huge problem still with organized crime, particularly in Toronto, with Tamils. Should he even be in the office as someone who came over here as a refugee, wasn't born here? I think that's something that still matters. I know people may say that's not fair of me to say. His background dealing with these terrorists has not been good. And many people have called for his resignation, called him unfit for office because he has to recuse himself from files. I'm going to show you some video in a second where he's being interrogated, if you will, by a politician about his role in this. Now you watch this and you tell me if you have any confidence in this man after watching the way he doesn't answer very specific questions. Let's start to watch some of the interrogation here. And you tell me in the comments how you think he did.
Minister, you said in leaked audio that the gun buyback wouldn't work. Do you stand by that?
That is not what I said, Mr. Caputo.
Well, you could have fooled me, Minister. You actually said, quote, don't ask me to explain the logic to you. You talked about how it's only been 3 weeks on the job. I'm not an expert on this, right? I'm not an expert. The tone that you said was that this wouldn't work. It was being done for politics. Do you stand by that? Yes or no?
That is not correct.
Do you believe that the buyback will work?
The buyback is right now being implemented. There's a pilot right now in Cape Breton.
That is not what I asked.
Mr. Chair, I would like, I think the fair way to do this is that I get adequate time to respond to questions posed. So if I may, the buyback program is currently being implemented. There's a pilot right now in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia.
Mr. Chair, I will reclaim my time, Canadians' time, when the minister is going on and on for speaking. I understand the Liberals want to protect the Liberal minister. I'm not here for that. I'm here for answers. Let's keep going here. You spoke about Cape Breton Island. Now, there is a chief who is the brother-in-law to a Liberal MP on Cape Breton Island. Did you speak with that chief in respect of this buyback? Just a yes or no, please.
Speaker, as you know, the Mass Casualty Commission report.
That's not what I asked, Minister. I asked whether you spoke with a chief.
Mr. Chair, I would like the opportunity to respond. The Mass Casualty Commission report indicated that governments need to do everything in their powers to ensure
I asked whether you
spoke.
Mr. Chair, he doesn't get to talk out the clock. He has to answer. I asked whether he spoke with the chief, Chair. That's it. He doesn't get to talk about turkey basters or whatever we're going to talk about here. He has to speak about the questions he's given, and I won't stand for this as somebody representing Canadians to let him talk out the clock. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair.
Point of order,
Mr.
Chair.
Did you speak with that chief, yes or no?
Mr. Chair, the Mass Casualty Commission report in Nova Scotia indicated that governments need to do everything in their powers to get assault style.
You spoke with a Liberal insider.
That's it. Thank you so much for the first.
But here's the chief that he made his announcement with, that apparently is a brother-in-law to another Liberal politician. And he's out there saying, oh, the gun grab is going to be great. However, he never checked with any of his officers or told anybody else, and they're all calling this chief on the carpet now. What kind of insider politics cheating game is this when you have a brother-in-law police chief come out to support a program that police across the country really don't even support it? I mean, this is one terrible program, and this is the way the guy defends it. Now, as someone who has a law enforcement background myself, if you're going to be in charge of law enforcement and security, the very basic thing you have to be able to do is tell the truth and answer questions. That's the job. Here he is being asked very direct, specific questions, and he is dodging and not giving the answers. You can't do that. It puts absolutely no faith of anybody who works for you in the security services, the police services, and the intelligence services if they see you just dodging and squirming like this. This is not a good look, and it does not inspire confidence. There's a real concern for Canadians about Chinese influence with our government. And this guy is in charge of helping to straighten all of that out. I don't have a lot of confidence in that. So what do you think? You've heard this man speak. You heard him answer questions. You've heard about the concerns about his background, his writing letters of support for people involved in terrorist organizations, the fact he's doing a gun grab that he doesn't believe in. Kash Patel is still not happy with how we're managing our northern border. He has said that. We still have lots of terrorists crossing the northern border into the USA. The important fentanyl czar, which I would believe would report to this man, and no one even knows who he is, and he basically has no powers. For those in America who thought that Mayorkas, as the Director of Homeland Security, was an absolute mess and a problem, at least he was cunning the way he did it. I don't even think that this public safety minister is cunning enough to be bad. He's just bad and incompetent. What do you think? I've got several other videos on my channel relating to all these different security threats and all the failures with them. The point of this video was to point out that this is the guy who's supposed to handle them all. I don't have any faith that he's the guy. So I don't know how we're supposed to get the U.S. to have confidence in trade and dealing with us when we can't get our house in order. My name is Ross McLean. This is the McLean Chronicles. If you like my reporting on this, please subscribe, follow, give me some comments down below, and I will get you next video.